Hello, welcome to Simple Food, Simple Life. Today we're going to make egg rolls using what we have. So come on, you don't want to miss it. Hello, it's me, Robin, with Simple Food, Simple Life. I had some cabbage left, and I decided I was going to make some egg rolls. Using what I have, of course. And I had a frozen burger patty left, so I am going to put that in my egg rolls. I thought about doing some chicken, and I do have some chicken, but I just decided I was going to use this last little patty to put inside the egg rolls. Have you ever made egg rolls? They're pretty tasty. I'm going to put some water in this and really cook it hard so that I can crunch this up, and I want to make it as small as possible, because I don't want any great big chunks of ground beef in my egg rolls. Okay? So I'm gonna cook the stuffing out of it. Okay. So we're gonna let that cook. And I'm going to chop up the cabbage. And I hope, well, I knew that was going to happen. It's going to get a little steamy there. Let me move the pan so that we don't get some steam on the camera. Okay. So what I have here, I've just got some cabbage. It's not that much actually, but you know what? I think it's going to be enough for what I want to do. And I have some green onion. And I actually have 1 carrot left. Yes, I have 1 carrot. Just one. So, first thing I think I'm going to do is that piece looks a little not great, so we'll get rid of that. I'm going to chop up these little bits and pieces and get that chopped up as best I can, because that's going to go in my egg rolls. So what's going to go in the egg rolls, you may ask? Well, let me tell you. The cabbage, of course, and we're going to do carrot and the green onion, and I'm going to put some garlic, a little bit of garlic, not that much, and some soy sauce. So when I get that chopped up, we're going to be back and do this piece. Okay, I got out my chef's knife and I got this chopped up. That's pretty good, because you know this is going to get cooked a little bit. So I'm going to do the same thing here and make that as small as this. Okay. Just gonna cut this off. I do have my shredder out, I should use it, but oh well. The box grater. I got my carrot peeled, and I took out my box grater, and what I did was I grated up the core because, hey, why not? And I'm just going to grate up this carrot. I'm going to use the whole carrot. And add it to the cabbage, as you can see. Now I just chop that with a knife. Whenever you grate stuff, it's very messy. Be prepared. Also be careful. Don't scrape your skin, because that wouldn't be good for you or for the dish you're going to make. So, there it is. And let's wipe this up a little bit. Awesome. Last of that package of carrots, right? Alright. As you can see, that's made quite a bit. Now, I'm going to chop up my onions. The burger is done, the ground beef is done, but I'm going to show you that in a minute. I want to get to these first. So, I'm going to get these rinsed off, and then we'll chop them up. Okay. Now, just have these onions. I'm going to chop the end off. Now, you know what I'm doing with these? I'm going to put them in a freezer bag with odds and ends of vegetable peel and stuff that you might normally throw out, but I'm not throwing them out. I'm going to save them, and I can use them for broth at a later date. So I'm going to cut those ends off, and then I'm just going to cut these up and toss them in with my cabbage and the carrots. Now, in actuality, see, that's a little dark there. I'm going to peel that off. In actuality, I am making these. Most of these will be for the freezer. And I will show you how I'm going to do that. Okay. So, put those in. Alright, here we go. That looks pretty good. I don't have any fresh garlic, so I'm going to use my garlic powder. Now then, let me show you. The burger is done. And what I did, you saw I added a little water to it. And I actually got out my very ancient potato masher so that I could make them smaller. And I did put a little salt and pepper on here. So now I'm going to put in my cabbage and my carrots. And cook them up. I'm actually just going to cook cook them a little. I don't want them to be mushy. I just want to start cooking them a little bit. And I'm going to reserve this bowl because this is going to go back in the bowl. So I'm just going to cook them just a little. And I need to put some salt on here as well. A little salt, not much, because we're going to do some soy sauce at the end. And we're going to put in some crushed red pepper. Not very much, just a little bit. Spices in my cabinet, some of them just fell over like dominoes. Gosh. You just never know, do you? Alright. Just wiped up a little bit. Now, you saw I left the water that was in the ground beef. I just left it. You can do this if you want to make fried rice. This would make a good base for your fried rice as well. Just a thought. Just make sure your rice is pre-cooked. Alright, let me grab the soy sauce. Now, you can put whatever you like in your egg roll. Base is usually cabbage and carrots. But make them however you want. If you want meat, fine. If you don't want meat, that's okay. You don't have to have meat. Now, this cabbage is still going to have some crunch to it. And the reason I do it like that is because when you make your egg rolls and you're going to deep fry them or fry them, you want some crunch left because the cabbage will continue to cook for a little while, right? So you want to really just make sure that you don't cook it until it's soft and squishy. You do not want to do that. Alright. Doing a little swipe there. And also the fat, instead of adding oil to the pan, the fat from the burger is the only fat. Alright. That's going to be it. Now, I'm just going to take this cabbage mixture. See, it was starting to stick a little bit. The moisture's gone. And I'm going to put it in this bowl. And I'm going to leave it in the bowl till it cools off, because you do not want to make your egg rolls. You don't want to roll up the egg rolls with hot mixture. That would not be very good. I'm going to put a little water in this pan so it's not so hard to clean. Just so you know, I sprinkled a little bit of soy sauce on the mixture after I put it in the bowl, and not much, just a little over the top, and mixed it. And then I put in some sesame oil. This is toasted sesame oil. This is not an oil you cook in. It's a little bit pricey. It is like, I call it a finishing oil. And I always put it in the dish at the end. It adds a beautiful flavor. The smell is wonderful. So I sprinkled a little bit over the top of this, and I mixed it in. And the taste and smell is delicious. Okay, my mixture is cooled off enough. Actually, it's completely cooled down. And what I have here, I've got my little cutting board. I'm going to lay the egg roll wraps on the cutting board. Now, if you have a question about how to wrap them, most egg roll or most wrap packages have instructions on the back. So you can always go to that if you need to. I also have a bowl of water to brush the wraps and seal the ends. I've got a pan lined with wax paper because I'm going to lay them in there individually, and I am going to freeze them individually. And then I will put them in a gallon freezer bag. That way they don't stick together. Okay, so this is how I do it. You can do it any way you like. Just going to take a few out. This package says that there are approximately 15 wraps in this package. So, get it out here. Make sure that I only have one. Let's see, do I only have one? Aha, I think I do. Okay, now I'm going to put them so that they are like a diamond. I'm going to lay them away from me like a diamond. And I am only using a tablespoon to scoop them on, the filling on here, because that way I don't overfill. They're hard to roll if you overfill. Now, usually they say that when you get to the end after you roll it, you should just put a little moisture here and that seals them up. I hate doing that. That drives me a little bit crazy. Don't ask me why. I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't know. It's just too fussy, I think. So I'm going to take a couple of tablespoons. I don't know how far this filling is going to take me, but we will see. We will see how far it takes us. So I'm just going to start the corner, get that wrapped up there, and I'm going to fold in the ends, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Now, see, now I don't have to mess with, oh, I'm going to put the water on there. That just kind of drives me insane. I don't know why. Well, not insane, but a little bit loony. Okay, there it is, and I'm going to put it in the pan on the wax paper because that's going to go in the freezer. All right, let me do another one for you. I've never used this brand before, but they feel nice. Now, see, I'm just doing it just like that. Put a couple of spoonfuls on here. Now, a lot of people like to put more ingredients in their filling, but you know, Simple Food, Simple Life, we like to keep it simple. And sometimes, you know what? Sometimes you don't have all those ingredients, right? You just don't. So, oh, look at that. See? Okay, in the pan it goes. All right, I'm going to continue to roll, and because I'm on a roll, and let's see how many we get. All right, now I have some left, so I am going to wrap these up and put them in the freezer. It says on the packaging that you are to use them within 2 days after opening, which I'm probably not going to do. So I'm going to just wrap them up. I'm going to put them in the freezer, and that works for me. Now let me show you how many I have. I have 11. 11. So you can see that I have laid them in the pan. I'm going to pop them in the freezer, and when they're frozen solid, I will put them in a freezer bag. Okay, they're frozen. So So I've got a bag here. I just put beef egg rolls in there. That way I know they're cooked with beef or ground beef. And I'm going to put them in there. Now, see, they won't stick together, right? Hey, would you like me to cook one for you in its frozen state and show you how to do that? You would? Okay, I will. I'm going to leave one out, and I'm going to cook it for you. Okay? All right. So let's get these zipped up. We're going to put them in the freezer, and I'll make you one. All right. I've got my fat in the pan, and when you fry them, especially if you're going to fry them when they're freshly made, make sure that you put the sealed side down. And let's just put this in here. May seem a little bit silly that I'm only going to cook one, but that's okay. I just want to show you how it's done. And I want to try one. So, now I've got this on, about medium-high. And we're just going to make sure it's browned all around. Okay? This probably won't take that long. So, and it will take a tad longer because it is frozen, but that's all right. We will get it there. Now, if you have to turn your heat down, that's fine. Turn it down because you don't want it to burn. The point of it is you need to, sometimes when you're cooking, you have to keep adjusting the heat. That's just the way it is. And it depends on your stove, and it also depends on what you're making. Now, I know that my burner cooks hotter in the middle than it does on the edge, so I'm going to shove this to the edge. All right. Okay, there you go. Now, I cut it in half so that you could see what it looks like on the inside. See there? That's a nice filling. And it smells delicious. Now, normally, I like eating my egg rolls with Chinese mustard, but I don't have any of that. But I do have some Thai chili sauce, which is kind of sweet, like sweet and sour, with a little bit of zip to it. So I'm going to dip mine in there. It's very hot. I hope I don't burn myself. Okay. So let's see. Got my chili sauce on there. Isn't that good? Oh, that's delicious. I'm so happy. Ooh, zippy. I wish I would have cooked up 2 of them. Now then, listen. If you want to thaw these out a little bit before you cook them, that's fine. I would say leave them out maybe 10 minutes. You can try to cook these in the oven if you want to. And but I would certainly brush some oil on them first and cook them on the metal rack on some parchment paper for about maybe 400 degrees maybe, just until they're nice and golden and brown, or however you like them. Okay, so you can give that a try. If you're a person who doesn't like frying things, I know my older daughter does not like frying things, so anything she can do in the oven, she does. Okay? All right. there you go. How to make egg rolls. I even cooked one for you. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Or if you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. That's okay too. And subscribe, please, because that helps me. And if you subscribe, make sure that you hit the notification bell, and that way you don't miss anything, right? All right, listen, I love you. If I can do it, you can do it. And as always, little is much when God is in it. I love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye.